Okay, hello guys. So today in this session, right, I'd like to briefly talk about iFast. Mainly because there was a news article that came out. Later, I will be showing you the article, and then it does seems like iFast is all extremely good, profit jump, increased interim dividend, whatever. But it seems that even such a given such a very good news and earnings, the price sort of dropped. In fact, it dropped tremendously from its height prior before the news come out, right? Until now, it dropped about 12%. So in order and compounding onto that fact, we also have I recently we have a iFast trade setup not long ago on July 13. So we were somewhere here when the trade setup come out, and our stop loss is at 7.55. So do pay very good attention to this stop loss. I will come back to this later. And you just see that somewhere after it goes up a bit, is sort of like dive down lah. It still haven't reached the stop loss yet. So I'm going to share with you two news article that came out on iFast. So the very first article, this one came out on Friday on July 23rd, 8 p.m. So do realize that this is a Friday, 8 p.m. It is after market hour, meaning when this news comes out, right, market already closed, and it's a Friday, meaning Saturday, Sunday, nothing going on already. So the next time you will be sort of seeing how the market respond to this news is definitely, of course, the coming Monday, which is I believe to be 26. And of course, when then 26 came around, price actually dropped quite substantially. So I'm not going to go through this article in that, but because we are a technical trader, we don't really care, we don't really concern or care about this. So what we do see here is this article overall, it does sort of spin a positive tone. It sounds extremely positive. It reports 55% jump in Q2 net profits, and it raised dividend. So it's saying that there is a 55% increase in profit. Not only that, they raise the interim dividend. So it is like very positive news. And of course, I think everyone will be sort of wondering, like, oh, okay, Monday iFast definitely fly, but of course the opposite happens. So what actually happens here? And first, let's dissect this for a moment, and let's just look at the headline instead. Just the headline instead. Bear this in mind, bear this in mind at the back of your head, that this article came out before market responded, meaning whoever that is writing this article have no idea how the market is going to respond, because it's Friday night. Okay, so because everything seems very rosy, increase in profit, it does spins a very positive tone to it lah. Okay, so when it is comparing the profit, right, this 55% jump, right, is actually comparing to Q2 profit, meaning when company they release profits, earnings quarterly, right, what they do is they refer quarter to quarter, meaning when we are looking at 2021 quarter two, this 55% is comparing to 2020 quarter two. So this comparison is quite important, because we will come back to this later. And based on this comparison, right, we do see a 55% jump. So let me go to this is poem, and let me go to the stock analytic here. And when I go to quarter, you can see that FY 2021 quarter two, the net income is 7.02. This is million, billion, million. Okay. Then when we go to 2020 quarter two, it is about 4.53. So we does see a 55% increase from 2020 quarter two to 2021 quarter two. Okay, so it does seems like everything very good, but once again, bear this in mind that whoever wrote that article, whoever wrote this positive article, have not seen how the market react to it yet. Okay, so somewhere along the way, Monday came along and the price drop. It seems that the market response is not very good to this news lah. Who knows what? Because like I say, we are not fundamental. And 2 days ago on 27 Tuesday, this article came out. So this article came out on 27 Tuesday, meaning when the writer of this article already saw what the market response to the iFast quarterly earning. And what happened is, in this article, they say CIMB downgrade iFast because first quarterly profit dips. So now you might be very confused. How come previously the previous article by Business Time say profit increased 55%, but now this article by The Age, it says quarterly dip. So it seems that this article is sort of trying to justify the price drop lah after they saw that the price drop. So it's trying to say that okay, it's dropped due to the quarterly dip. But how come we see two very contrast news report that's coming out? And in this article, right, what CIMB is referring to is actually not seasonal quarter, but compared to quarter one. So meaning if you look at 2021 quarter two earnings and compare it to 2021 quarter one's earning, the profit actually dipped because in Q1 iFast have 8.82 and in Q2 iFast have 7.02 because the profit dropped. So from this, right, you can take away a few things. But you might be asking, so which is correct? Quarter one compared to seasonal quarter or compared to the previous quarter, which is correct? Actually, the answer is nobody knows. We don't know. But normally it does make sense to compare to the previous year quarter, but that is not the scope of today's discussion. That is going to fundamental perspective already. But what I want to sort of emphasize here is news are bullshit. All the news, all the whatever nonsense you see, right, they are all bullshit. They pick and choose data that suits their narrative. Before they saw the market response, you have an article that paint a very positive light of iFast. And the moment the market responded quite bad and the price drop, you start to see all the hindsight articles start coming out and they started picking certain data that suits their narrative. So in this case, in order to sort of explain and justify why iFast dropped, this article compared to the previous quarter instead to show that actually a profit dip, that's why price drop. Meaning, right, if you are looking in terms of fundamentals or whatever, like you see price move here and there, you want to find out the reason why, right? News are your worst source of information because they can come up with any kind of theory to justify, to explain whatever price that have happened. If price gone up, shoot up to $5, if iFast shoot up to $10, they have explanation. If iFast next day drop to like $7, they will also have explanation. So news are not your friend. And if you are someone who is using news and bank rating, bank analyst report to do your trade, right, I can tell you, you are in a hell lot of trouble when you are taking trades lah. So this is what I want to emphasize and mention. Most news data out there, they pick and choose. And as a trader, right, you do not want to pick and choose. And worse yet is, what if you took some action on Monday based on this news, then after that, let's say you saw this new Monday during market open, you went all in, you throw your entire life saving, and then you feel very happy. But towards the end of Monday, you realize that, hey, what happened? Price dropped a lot. And in fact, if you notice, right, if you notice the chart, let me show you. If you notice the chart, Monday ends actually quite okay. It was a pin bar. But what you notice is the next consecutive 2 days, right, it was quite bad. So whoever writing the report on The Age, right, is actually quite smart, you know, because he didn't write this report on Monday market close. because Monday market close, right? Things does seems quite bullish, but in fact, this article came out on Tuesday, Tuesday noon like that when market is kind of like quite bad really lah. So I want to reiterate again, if you decide to be a trader, right, and you are sort of following this news and buy right, you are going to have a very bad time. So just now, as I was saying, right, let's say you bought on Monday because you saw that very positive news on Friday. Monday market open, you buy in, and then you feel very good, and in fact perhaps maybe you hold you throw in your entire life saving lah. Then after that, you were buying based on emotion already, and then when Tuesday market closed, Tuesday you saw this candle, you saw iFast deep down in price again, and then you are now panicking, and just nice after your work end on Tuesday, you see this, and then what happened? And then most likely you are going to cut the next day already, and if not, you are going to get hit by this lah. Okay, correct. So now back to the other question. We have an existing trade on iFast. So do we do anything? Does anything change? Do we change our trade plan? Do we run now? Do we sort of take our losses now and don't want to follow our stop loss already? What are we going to do? If you are in this Patreon for long enough, if you know me long enough, the answer to this is we do nothing. We follow the trade plan, and that's pretty simple. So mainly right, mainly the reason why the price drop was actually quite simple lah. Yes, iFast actually, if you ask me, comparing to 2020 first quarter is the correct comparison to be made, because we have to compare business earnings seasonally lah. And when price, so it is in fact a positive news that iFast actually got 55% in increase in profit, net profit, and everything. But still, if comparing to previous quarter is correct, then why does price drop? And in fact, this is probably the question that you might be asking also. It's mainly due to expectation lah, because most likely the market expect iFast to have much more higher earnings compared to what they actually get. So if you look at this, right, the earnings actually is much lower than the expectation by 21% like that. So because of that, right, price actually suffer, because you can see that a few days before the earnings, the price have gone up substantially. Price has gone up substantially, and price going up here, right, it is most likely because the market is already pricing in very good earning reports. But when the report came out, it is not as good as what the market priced in. So even though they are making quite a lot of profit, price dropped back because it's not as good as what the market thought to be lah. Okay, but of course, when we are taking this trade, when we are buying this trade, we don't really care about all the earnings and whatever lah, because those are not within the criteria of our Nimbus capital trade. But what we do care is that we know that this is a support. This is a support, and this is the support before market rallies. Meaning somewhere around here, market try to sort of price in whatever the earning amount is, and of course it priced in incorrectly, and when the earning came out lower than expected, right, price retraced back. So we are now back at square one already, and that is a reason why the stop loss was placed here, because we need to account for the fact that price can retrace back down. We don't know what's the reason. We are accounting for that scenario, but of course we as trader we hope that it doesn't happen lah. We hope that it immediately hit the TP lah. So if let's say the report comes out and the earning was extremely good and it beats the expectation, right? Then this one is definitely going to hit the TP straight already. But unfortunately, it is the other scenario and price come back down. So it can. So we are accounting for the price coming back down to support. Although we don't know what will be the cause, we don't know that earning report will be not meeting expectation, or it can be various of other reason that can cause the price to come back down. It's a big question mark. We don't care about the why. We don't care about why and what is going to cause the price to come back down, but we still prepare for it nonetheless. We need to put that into our scenario because as I always say, price is not going to go up like that. It can go up, come down, then go up like that again, or it can just go up, then stagnant, and then go up. So whichever scenario, right, we want to be in the trade. So that's why our stop loss is like at 7.55. So we want to be sort of account for this scenario where it can come back down now. So if you are in the trade with the stop loss that we have given in Nimbus Capital, and you somehow go and exit because of this drop, right? Then or you exit because of the news or whatever reason you exit, right? Then my question is, then for what do we place the stop loss there then if you are going to exit earlier? The reason why the stop loss is there is to account for this kind of drop. So it is in the trade plan already, but now if you exited, right, then you might as well put your stop loss like somewhere at nine, like you enter at $9, you can place your stop loss at like 8.8 like that can already, because the moment drop you can run already lah, correct? So you have to make sure that you are very focused and understand why certain things are done in a certain way. And in fact, this is not the first time that this is not the first iFast trade that we have taken. We actually taken iFast trade quite some times back, and I believe it is I don't know, maybe somewhere here or here, I forgot already. But when we took the trade, right, we placed our stop loss here because we do know that this is a support here, so we placed the stop loss below here. And what you will notice is that sometime back in 2021 February, right, iFast did have good earnings, but same as today's scenario, the current scenario, it also missed the earning expectation. It made a lot of profit, but somehow the profit is not up to the market standard. And what happened? Market actually dropped. Market actually dropped before it start to like gather up itself a bit, and it continues to rally up lah. So it is very important that you do not let all these kind of noise affect your trading. Stick to your trade plan. The trade plan has account for, the stop loss has account for all scenario already. But of course, this isn't to say that, or meaning price going to sideways a bit, then confirm guarantee chop go up. Of course, it is not a confirmed guarantee chop go up, but meaning maybe if things are really bad, then price can eventually fall and hit the stop loss, and that is of course where you will take the loss lah. But if it doesn't, right, it can gather more support at this level and more buyers will come in, and eventually it can continue to rally, which is what we tend to see often. So if you measure at this top to this support, right, is about 20% drop. Is very substantial drop, you know. But if you look at this top to here, right, we are somewhere about there already about 70%. There's about 3% more drop. And if you look at here, if you look at this portion here, it is also even worse. It's about 30%, but it does sort of consolidate and recover a bit, mainly because this is a uptrend counter, and normally uptrend counter, there is always a lot of buyers at the support. So there will still be a lot of buyers here, regardless of whatever reason that the price drop, they will regather and then they will continue to show up. But in the scenario that it doesn't show up, then it continue to fall, right? Then you should be exiting ready, because now we no longer have buyer at this level, and the next buyer is probably at $6 there already lah. So it will start to go all the way down, and it doesn't make sense for you to continue hold already. So do better in mind. I am aware of this iFast scenario, all these news article coming out here and there, just plucking numbers that fits their narrative, whatever. But actually for me as a trader, I don't care. There is no news in the world that can come out that will sort of make me abandon my stop loss or abandon my trade plan, unless this counter somehow get into some criminal activity or embezzlement. Then these are different scenarios lah. But most of the time, earning news, this news, that news, they are practically noise, and no, normally 99% of the time they don't really affect the trade plan altogether. And in fact, this is from personal experience that over 8 years of trading, I have come to cross this scenario too often that it no longer surprised me. If you want to look at a counter example will be AEM, because AEM, much like iFast, it was also a scenario where it reported very good earnings, but after it reported very good earnings, right, it decided to drop. And unfortunately for AEM, we did hit the stop loss, and of course we took the stop loss. Like initially, the entry was here and our stop loss was here, because we are taking this as a support. Eventually hit the stop loss, and then of course we take the loss, we follow the trade plan. But what you see here is that overall, you can see that there is a support here, and eventually the stock does recover. It does recover. So you do not need to sort of prematurely make any rash decision if you are already in position. Just follow the trade plan. And of course, if you have come for the session on the handling account with small capital, right, there are other tips and tricks inside that you should be following. And if you are indeed following, then this drop will have very, very little impact towards you as it is towards me. So I'm not really panicking anything about it, but just rather going with the flow. I sort of expected iFast to come to that support level here, come to this support level here. So that is already what I expected when I saw the first drop here. So subsequently, if it continues to drop, right, it will hit the stop loss, and if that happens, then we simply exit the trade lah. So the question here is, why, if things are dropping, why aren't we exiting earlier? We could have exited here, and then we will have saved all the money that we end up losing lah. So the thing is, if you do that, right, you are deviating from your trade plan, and you are going to do that with every other trade also. So every other trade, you're gonna think to yourself, "Ayo, I might as well exit now. And what you will realize is that you are going to miss a lot more profit because you don't have a plan. You deviate here and there. So maybe this one time you are right that you exit early and then the counter hit the stop loss. So you are very happy. So this one time you are right. And normally in our head, right, we only remember those times that we are right. But there will be, for this one time, there will be 9 other times that you exit early, but the counter continue to grow and grow and grow and grow, and you are missing all this profit from all the other counter because you go and convince yourself that you are right in one of the scenario. You go and give up 9 other scenario where you are wrong and you could have made a lot more profit. So in trades, right, in trading, when you do this kind of actions that deviate from your trade plan, or maybe not your trade plan, but deviate from the trade plan that I give you, right, maybe for that trade, you might be lucky enough that you are not punished. So suppose let's take for example again that iFast hit the stop loss here, and you somehow prematurely exited, and you were thanking yourself like, oh heng, never follow nimble stop loss, if not lose even more, heng, I exited earlier. So in this particular scenario, you will not be punished. You will not be punished for making this not following the trade plan. So you are always never punished in the current trade, but maybe you will be punished in 9 other trades where the counter continue to run up. For example, prop next. A lot of people ran here, a lot of people ran here, a lot of people ran here, then they got punished for missing out the whole trade. Or you can get punished in situation like golden energy. A lot of people ran here, a lot of people ran here, but missed the entire trade. So there are a lot of other scenarios, but the funny thing is that in this kind of situation that you miss the profit, right? You are not going to remember them because number one, most traders don't have trade journal. They don't review their trade. They take their loss and then they like pretend that it never happened. They throw it under a rug. And this kind of thing will never occur to them, and you will never be able to calculate how much missed profit that you have incurred yourself by deviating from your trade plan. So what end up is you might end up saving $300-400 because you exited earlier on iFast, but throughout the year you might giving up a few $1,000 worth of missed profit because you keep exiting earlier. So that is a very, very important point that you have to take note, and that is the importance of a disciplined trade plan. And a disciplined trade plan ensure you don't do this kind of funny thing. So hopefully this insight is somewhat share a bit light on what is going on with what iFast and what I personally expect with iFast. So if you are holding the trade, what I do hope is you follow the lot sizing properly, meaning you should not be incurring huge amount of loss. At most, you'll be incurring 2% loss, as usually what I have recommend in most of my videos, and hopefully the support maintain and it eventually able to recover. And if it doesn't recover, then it is as simple as taking the loss lah. But the more important thing of what I want to share in this video is that news articles are not your friend. As a trader, news articles are never your friend. They will get you into a lot of trouble. Okay, so have a safe trading week. We have the weekends coming, so can relax a bit, and of course we have the lucky draw coming up this Saturday lah, which I'm quite looking forward to. Okay, so take care everyone. Have a good day.